angle, make your ankle snap. Three amigos like Eddie, but don't lie or steal. Only cheat when we got it, but to win we will. Mike skills like Dusty, but go hard like Brock. I'm a stunner like Austin, dropping elbows like Mach. Y'all don't wanna see the finish, cause it's us on top. 1, 2, 3, get the V and get a warrior pop. Yo!
What's going on, guys? It is the Bump Boys. We are back with another edition of Bump Boys Reviews, bringing aka King William, the Bump Boys prediction champion. I have to add that in my it just feels so good to add that back into my intro. We got Swagger Bomb 92, Dirty Dan, Swagger Bomb. Say what up to the people. Of course,
what's up? What's up, guys?
And of course, you got Joy the Dream.
Keep my title clean.
Oh, he said he coming for that shit. But it was never to begin, dogs. I was loaning it out for you to polish. All right, guys. All right. You know, let's keep it chill. Let's keep it light. Let's get this going. So tonight we have our Raw review. We start off with Cody Rhodes coming out saying, 4 weeks, Money in the Bank. He's looking optimistic. He thinks he has a chance. Seth comes out, says he respects him, shakes the man's hand. And then as Cody starts walking his way up with his bum arm, this man come over, hits him in the back of the head with that sledgy, starts poking at him with a stick. Oh, man. What'd you think about it, Dan? What'd you think about that?
I think it was a really good segment. I thought the promo was, he definitely has his own control. The big highlight for me, I was laughing my ass off. You got a Miztourage, one half of the Miztourage. If you notice in the background, Curtis Axel returned to WWE television.
Yeah, he's been backstage for a while. I've noticed him especially in the Rollins brawls.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. And then it's funny you got him, and then you got half of J&J security.
hey, that's how it be. Hey, man, second careers in WWE, man. WWE's the land of opportunity.
Dude, the biggest guy backstage, which leads probably into the biggest guy lately is probably Wilson. Is TJ Wilson, Natalia's husband. He does good with the women's matches.
That boy Tyson. And speaking about a women's match that was very lackluster, I'm going to just touch bases on this real quick. Dana Brooke versus Becky Lynch for the 24/7 title. Asuka comes up. Dana beats Becky. We get a continuation of our feud with Becky and Asuka. This was a boo-boo da foo. This was pretty bad. Facts. This was random. This shit was random as fuck. I saw the match. I was just like, oh my. I was like, roll up pin century, man. When Becky took over the mic and was like, hey, no one's winning a title in the ring while I'm in the ring wrestling them. So put up your title. I was just like, all right, someone's coming out. Bianca, Asuka. A roll up's gonna happen, and that's exactly what happened. A fucking roll up. WWE just couldn't help themselves.
Becky for the 24/7 title. What the fuck is going on around here?
Speaking of what's going on,
when you first watch that segment, you're just like, oh god, it's gonna be one of those Raws.
Yeah. And then the next match didn't help out either. We had the Miz and Maurice versus Riddle, and that was just a comedy match. It was terrible. I wasn't a fan of it, but
I got a take on that one. I got a take about Tommaso. I think Tommaso is going to turn out to be like a hired gun for the Miz. Because if you noticed, he's attacked multiple times on Miz's show.
Yeah.
I think he might be like a hired bodyguard or like...
He's like EC3, but he just hits people instead of not talking. Correct. I don't know. Like if you look at this segment, obviously the first two, this Raw kind of felt like an old school Raw kind of, where there was like a bunch of dumb gimmicks and like a bunch of like jokiness, and then the Raw just like on a snap just flipped the switch. Did the Scorpio Sky.
My boy Randy.
Yeah, facts. And just basically the whole show did a flip. Half the show was really good. So if you go back and watch this, half of it, the first half was random. Second half was pretty good. Actually, more than pretty good. It was very good. So we'll get into that second half. Let's do that. And I think right now is where the show picks up. We got a really lengthy match with the Usos and the Street Profits. Really good match. Street Profits ended up winning by count out.
That gives them a title shot.
This is their contention for title shot. So it looks like we're getting Street Profits versus the Usos at Money in the Bank, which they look promising tonight. I'm not a big Street Profits fan, but they look good. You know, they each put their work in today, and they're slowly becoming that tag team workhorse.
Yep. They're doing their job, like keeping up with especially the way lately what's going on in wrestling, tag team wrestling, like new renaissance. With everywhere.
Yeah, shout out to WWE for giving us a fun fact, guys. Put in the comment section down below. When was the last time WWE did a tag team count out? Put it in the comment section down below. You're gonna win a prize. I'm gonna pay for it. Put it down in the comment section down below if you get this far in the show.
What's the actual answer?
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to figure that out once the show ends. We're gonna have to look it up because I don't ever remember them doing a tag team count out. I remember I used to do in the video games, you know what I'm saying, do love and shit like that in the arcade. But anyway, yeah, that is what it is. But we'll move into the next segment. We'll give Joe a little break. May go out of order, but we had the Omos segment. Sorry, no, we had the Bobby Lashley segment. That was next, actually. We had Bobby Lashley coming out to the ring to celebrate his victory. And let's just say this is where it kind of felt like an old school Raw. We had Austin Theory, which once again, it was random, but it was actually a good random because they're mixing up the talent, which SmackDown doesn't do it at all.
Dude, SmackDown has no fucking talent.
Facts. This was nice to see. Joe, what'd you think about this?
I thought it was pretty good. I like that Lashley came out, you know, he's starting to talk, and then next you know, Theory comes out. Theory basically says, you know, you're below me, you're not a champion, yada yada. You know, Bobby's like, well, you know, how about you put that on the line? And then I just like how Theory just basically one-upped him kind of, and you know, Lashley kind of just like kicks him like a little dog, like kicks him like he was a dog or whatever. Like he's like, get out of my ring or whatever. Like that shit was hilarious, man. Like Lashley can't talk, but that shit was funny.
Were you trying to say something, Danny?
Yep. I think I cannot wait. I thought Theory was really good. I think they're getting Theory ready for his encounter with You Can't See Me. That was announced.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah. He's back at the end of the month to celebrate his 25 years.
But is he officially back? They just say he returns. I don't think he's returning to competition. I think he's just returning for that one night. Maybe they do
we'll see what happens. Probably a Money in the Bank. Set up a Money in the Bank or SummerSlam match, maybe.
No, I could see SummerSlam. I think I could see SummerSlam, Austin Theory versus John Cena, and John puts over Theory. I feel like that would be a big move right there for WWE.
Oh yeah, he'll get that rub. Very nice, very nice.
And then there's two more things we got to go into before we get into the big meaty juiciness of tonight's show. You know, we had Veer and Dominic have a match. Ray interrupts, causes a DQ, but you know he saves his son. Not much really going on that. It's another Veer segment, and then finally we have Ezekiel versus Otis. You know he ends up almost saying I'm Elias, but he was like,
He does say I'm Elias. He does say I'm Elias, and then
I thought he said I'm Ezekiel, and then he was like,
no, he said I'm Elias, and he said, damn, Kevin, it was that easy? You're that gullible? I took a play out of your book. I lied.
Oh,
he did the Dave Chappelle.
Get that far.
Gotcha, bitch.
I do see that right now. He says, yes, I am Elias. So, you know, we do got the omission that Ezekiel is Elias. And let's get on to the main part of the show. The thing that kept this Raw together. We had Edge coming out with Judgment Day. Great entrance.
That last hour.
And he basically says, we have a new member. Out comes the Prince, Finn Balor. He says, you know, Edge, he says, you know, Finn, what did you see? No. Edge says, you know, what did you see? Or like, I saw something in your eyes. Finn replies, it's clarity. And
he's like halfway through the match, something.
Huh?
He said like halfway through the match.
Yeah, I don't care when it happened, but you know, during the match, he said he saw some clarity. And then at that point, you know, we get a nice promo from, I keep calling him Punisher Martinez, but that's not his name anymore. It's Damian Priest.
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest basically says, you know, we have that last limitations that we need to get rid of. and it's you.
And the way he turned was really good.
They whooped his ass, man. You know, if you were looking for a short, you know, check the description. Danny's gonna put that down there. Nice little short for you guys. Quick 1 minute short. And they whooped this boy's ass.
It was a good beatdown too. I'm gonna give this shout out to Corey Graves and the announcement table for actually doing their job and making us kind of look away from this actual like turn and maybe saying like, hey, maybe Finn's coming out here to try and pull a move on them and pull like a sneaky, like, you know, yeah, I agree with you guys, and then backstab them.
Corey.
Yeah, Corey did a really good job on that.
Yeah, Corey is a lot better than what people think. Corey is great when he's not doing stupid Carmella shit. Like last night. Like last night with that Cody stuff. He did really good with that. On that, playing off that match. Even
in the beginning of the Raw, he did he switched and was like pushing real heavy, like Seth Rollins despicable and that kind of stuff. But back to this, what a turn, because this shit caught me off by guard. I went, what the fuck was that? And
honestly, I went to go like, I was like, okay, it's Finn. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. I come back and Edge is on the ground. I'm just
getting his ass beat. And Damien did a really good job too. I felt like it was a good beatdown. It wasn't nothing stupid.
Damien's promo was great. You know, just basically saying like promo. We didn't know where to go. We were, you know, scared, afraid. So we followed you to the darkness. But now that we're here and now we have Finn, you know, we got one last thing that's, you know, holding us back or whatever. And we got to get this off our chest. We got to whoop your ass, my friend. He's like, oh, man.
Demon leader.
Yeah, it's almost like a take on Obi-Wan and like Anakin, you know, but a little bit of a twist, you know. Obi-Wan bringing Anakin to the good side, the Jedi Force, and then Anakin feeling that he has to, you know, defeat Obi-Wan to complete his switch over to the dark side. So overall, the Danny, beautiful segment. This was an amazing beatdown. I was very impressed with what they did. And like I said, Damien has elevated himself to the level. Because remember, I couldn't stand this motherfucker back in February. This ass. And the way he's done a 180 and just flipped his character, and the promo skills are so much better, and just he's embracing this role. This is what we need. We finally get Finn in a fucking stable where we actually can see what he can do. And then honestly, we get Rhea.
Finn's going to get a huge push.
Which he deserves. Honestly, he deserves. It sucks that
they obviously fucked him over for years.
Well, of course. It does suck that we may not see. Maybe we see them enter themselves after we figure out this whole tag team thing. Maybe we get that whole, you know, stable aspect of it. But overall, WWE, good job. You get 2 thumbs up.
I will say there was a funny part. I guess you could call it funny. Where they're stretching Edge out, and you know, the fact that they be making this look like it's trying to, like, they try to make it look real, but they be having terrible technique. Like, they're bringing this man up the ramp. I don't know if they hit a cord or something, but they fucking hit a bump, and you see Edge's head bounce off like this. He goes, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, yo, if he don't have a neck injury, he got one now from that shit. That shit, my fucking neck.
Honestly, then, that was great.
And then it leads into our main event, which is the Fatal 4-Way, Rhea Ripley, Doudrop.
Before we get into that, I have another joke, as we were having a joking segment from this Raw. Did you guys laugh when before the main event, they were recapping the night? They re-showed Finn Balor attacking him. They re-showed Seth. And Cody and Corey Graves literally goes, why do we keep replaying the same shit over and over again? He said that. Why do we? I thought that was funny, because it's basically how we feel every freaking night. It's like, why are you guys rehashing the same thing we just saw it like 5 minutes ago?
Corey, man of the people.
He's changing, evolving.
At Jumper 22, you know, he fuck with it. But we did get a main event: Doudrop, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Rhea Ripley. Rhea did win, which means she gets a main event opportunity for the WWE Raw Women's Champion at Money in the Bank against Bianca Belair. And like I said, it was a great night for Judgment Day. Not only did they whoop Edge, they also stole theme music at the very end of the show. Damn, they robbed that motherfucker.
Honestly, I think they're gonna. I think next week we're gonna have a new Judgment Day theme. Maybe.
I want them to keep that song. Yeah, don't do the "You Think You Know Me." Like, maybe you just start off with like the lights dim out, And then you see like there's dark smoke and mist, maybe an Undertaker aspect, and then the
have fun with the smoke.
Yeah, and then the doom. If you believe that sound. Amazing.
I would love it if they kept the music. You know, they beat Edge down, took what he got, and then like, all right, this is our music now.
Shit. Facts.
This is my shit. Run your shit.
Mm-hmm. Run me your pockets, cuz, and your music, boy.
Go get a new song, Edge.
Facts. Run me that song. Run me that cassette player, dogs. Facts.
Honestly, I'm excited. But I'm shocked that they pulled the trigger right now for Bianca versus Rhea.
Who called that? Wait. Who called this?
You said SummerSlam.
I said SummerSlam. Wait, but I at least called them eventually Bianca versus. I was one pay-per-view off, Danny. My bad. I'm sorry. One pay-per-view off.
Okay, we get it.
But
you're good. This is why you're the prediction champion.
But they probably should have waited personally to SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. I think it wouldn't have been a bad idea to give Rhea the win at Money in the Bank. This way we can kind of get the elude. There's reasons for the attacks on Bianca Belair. And it just kind of gives all right, we know we're going to continue to push Judgment Day. They have this briefcase, and they could deck out the briefcase and turn it black or some shit like that.
Honestly,
fact.
I think it's going to be. I think my prediction for Money in the Bank right now. I don't even know if she's going to be in the match, but more likely it's going to be like Liv Morgan. I think Liv Morgan. If Rhea wins the title, Liv Morgan.
Yeah, well, we got a couple weeks until we have our predictions. You know, a lot can happen. As you see, anything can happen in a couple hours.
Correct.
So let's get on to wrapping up this review. Danny, what is your rating for tonight's Raw?
I think we're sticking with the status quo. 7 3/4.
7.75. Okay.
Well,
let me think. Because if I give it, let's say you get a 10 and half the show was a 70 and the other show, half it was probably a 90, I'll give this an 8.45. I think this was a very good show after they got past a lot of the weird shit they were doing in the beginning. It felt very random.
I think an 8.4 is a solid score for me. I think that's a fair score. Once they got past that, you know, once the Uso match came up, you know, started getting a little more, started moving along really well. But overall, I think we all could agree, a big night for the Judgment Day. So, well, I don't think we have any closing statements. Take us out.
So in the words of my man, without further ado, it's been the Boys. Peace.
Goodbye. And good night.